Well, Happy New Year to everyone. It's January 4th, 2024, brand new year, and the housing market last year, 23 and 22 was, as you know, very, very tight. Lack of product. 24, somewhat to be expected, the same kind of market, but we do see more people stirring around on our portal that we have. So maybe there'll be more inventory loosened up because we have a lot of buyers. Like everybody else, there's a lot of buyers out there for especially the Huntington Woods market, which is a small market to begin with. Choice homes, if they do come up, are gone fairly quickly, as we've discovered in I think our Huntington Road was a good example that we just sold.
Yeah, that was 1.1 million, so it was a good sale, but that was an interesting home. It was built in the early 2000s, right, but it was designed really after like a 1920s vintage. Yep. But the brick and the stonework on that house were phenomenal.
Right.
The entranceway and...
Exactly. The builder had built it for herself, and I had represented her on some other homes. There's an old adage in this business: if you're going to buy a home, buy it from a home that a builder had built for his or her family.
Yeah.
She loved older homes, so it had that classic older home look.
Yep.
But everything was brand new inside, and that seems to be the type of homes that are being built. The more traditional new homes are being built so that they look older from the outside, and again, everything.
Yeah, so you have the modernness of the heating and cooling and everything else.
Modern amenities, yeah.
But, another house that was interesting was the three-car garage one that we had sold. That was on Sherwood. Nice house. And I think the other thing, too, that people can appreciate with that was the closet, the beautiful closet upstairs. Just
my wife would kill for that closet.
Yeah.
My wife, Robin, would kill for that closet.
Yeah, of course, right down the street, the other Sherwood home was the kitchen.
This year, 23 rather, we sold for
$950.
$950,
Yeah. A lot of activity, even for more expensive homes. So if the home has the characteristics people are looking for, so then the other listings was just Ivanhoe and also Henley, also both nice homes. And so I think it was a fun fall. Right now on the market we have two homes that are listed, that are active, just smaller homes. One is on Elgin, the other one's on Hart. The one on Hart is interesting because I had sold that before. That was right actually across the street from our place. And there wasn't really a lot of homes. I think there was only 12 or 14 homes that sold in the last quarter, ranging from $365,000 up to the $1.1 million.
Right.
So not really a lot of activity compared to other years.
Yeah, and again, 24... I think we'll see with the rates coming down. I think we're going to see, first thing happen is people refinancing that bought within this higher rate period. They'll be refinancing. But then it could open the door for some people, even with those low mortgages, that want to move up to maybe do something. So we're hoping we'll see more inventory available. And again, the buyers are there. As you know, the buyers are there. And as I think we mentioned on the previous podcast, we still have 1/3 of the sales in Oakland County are cash. There's still a lot of money out there.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
it is. I was talking with another agent in Arizona yesterday, which I had mentioned, and she said exactly the same thing. So in that market there, it's a lot of cash buyers also. Yep. So this is something that's not just localized around here, but it's nationally.
The bottom line, a home is still a great investment. That's the bottom line. It's still a great investment. You're securing where you're living, and it's still the way to go. We're in this market here, Oakland County. At one time, I'm not sure if this is still true, but Oakland County was the 7th wealthiest county in the country at one time. I'm not sure if that's still...
I think they're still up there.
Maybe by now, maybe the 10th.
Yeah.
So I think some counties in Texas emerged, and Florida, even being within the top 10 or 12 in the country, that says a lot about Oakland County. It really does. And of course, we're in the prime area here, the Woodward Corridor. Huntington Woods, Pleasant Ridge, Royal Oak, Birmingham, Bloomfield Township, Rochester, Beverly Hills, which is a great market also. We're right nestled in these excellent residential markets. We're very
Well, there's a
fortunate.
lot of choices. So each market's a little bit different, has some different things to offer. Of course, you can get more. You can get downtown or in Royal Oak and have a lot of access to restaurants and shops and things. Same thing with downtown Ferndale, and then
Forgot to mention Ferndale, right?
yeah. But then also Birmingham really has a great feel to it.
The Woodward Corridor is great.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention Ferndale. Ferndale has emerged, too, as a really strong market, and that downtown is terrific. But then we're all a hop, skip, and a jump to downtown Detroit. My wife and I go to the DIA. We just stay on Woodward. We're there. Well, the way I drive, we're there in about 10 minutes. But, get something to eat across the street there to that. I forgot the name of the restaurant. And spend some time down there. And then we got the library across the street. So, again, downtown Detroit, which is, I think, it's the last few years it's made some tremendous inroads.
it
It
has.
really has. Yeah, so we're on the right track.
So for anyone who's interested in just some quick data points, so for the last quarter, the average selling price is $579,000, which is a very healthy
It is.
selling price. Only 12 homes were sold, I mentioned before. Fourth quarter in Huntington Woods. The price per square foot, $262, which is not the highest we've seen, but it's still
strong.
Still a strong
Very
number.
strong. Yeah.
And days on market around 10 days, and that's been kind of stable in Q2 through Q4. Right. So that probably will increase a little bit, I would think, as if we get some more inventory.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Then of course, we didn't talk too much about the interest rates, but the interest rates right now, 30-year, about 6.6%, 6.5%.
Right. And that should be coming down. That should be coming down.
Yeah,
second half. Refinancing first. Yeah.
6% is probably a pretty good number, you think, just based on what we're hearing?
I think
by the end of the year.
Oh, by the end of the year? No, I think you're going to see that.
You think earlier?
Earlier. Oh, yeah. I think we'll see that earlier. Depends on what the Fed's going to do, but and again, I'm old school. 6% when.
Still a decent rate.
Still a decent rate.
You look historically.
Yeah. Now, again, we say that, you got to remember, too, 6% is a decent rate. But when you're spending more money for housing than, your payments, you have to multiply that in. So that's why, the rates are really important for some people, too.
Well, for some people, the difference between 3 and 6 could mean over $1,000 a month's payment, which
that's a significant
amount.
Big chunk. Again, if there's, even with the higher rates that we've had, we're at 7.5 a few months ago. Was that about right? 7.5
to 8. I think we were pushing 8 at one point.
All right,
and that was not that long ago either.
And if there was enough inventory, people would still taking the plunge, even at close to 8%, knowing, and they would put more money down to soften the blow on the mortgage they're carrying, knowing that eventually they're going to refinance anyway. Again, it's a matter of how much inventory is out there. So I still think that would have stopped a lot of people, and it did.
That's kind of the summary of what's going on anyways. And stay tuned for this first quarter, what happens. I think should be pretty decent. Right now, I think people are still just kind of coming out of the holidays, and it's going to take a few weeks, I think, for the market to kind of get engaged again.
And we're all very lucky to be living in this area. This I mentioned Oakland County a few times, the Woodward Corridor. It's a great area to grow up in, and whether you have a family or not, school systems are great. Access to, everything is right at your fingertips. So we're all very fortunate that we've been in a very dynamic housing market. And that's it. We'll end it.
If you have any questions on anything, feel free to get in touch with Bob or I. I mean, we enjoy just, even if it's just questions about whether it's worthwhile to do some work to a house, we can do an evaluation and then determine, what type of investment it would be.
Tom does a great analysis. He doesn't miss a trick, and his stats are great. Does a great job on his analytical process that he does in evaluation of homes. And if you have some questions about that, we'll be happy to help. Also, I'm a notary for Huntington Woods residents. There's no charge if you need any documents notarized. Our contact information will be on the podcast intro. Don't you have it on there? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So feel free to do that. We'll be happy to help.
Okay. Well, have a happy and healthy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And we'll see you sometime in the next few months.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you.